During my day tour to Aitutaki, we made a fantastic stop at Moturakau Island. Our guide shared some amazing insights about the unique lifestyle of the island's inhabitants. He talked about the environmental impact of tourism and really encouraged us to appreciate the beautiful plants and wildlife around us. One of the highlights was learning how to pick and prepare a coconut. It was such a fun way to connect with the local culture. I hope you find this experience as wonderful and enriching as I did.
Okay, anybody staying on our island at Tamanu Beach? Okay, there is the accommodation on our island by the name of Tamanu. All right, so let me translate this name for, into English. So Tamanu in my language, in English, it means mahogany. That's a beautiful mahogany tree behind me right now. All right, guys. Aussies, I found out in Australia you have two types of mahogany tree. You have a redwood and you have a whitewood. Whitewood is softer wood. Redwood is a harder wood. Okay, what I have behind me is actually a beautiful redwood mahogany tree. Maybe about 20 to 30 years old. That's how old this tree is. When we go further in, I will show you trees that are more than 100 years old. All right, close to 100 years old. So if you have a look on the ground when we make our way through, you'll actually get to see there are some round nuts that will be on the ground. Okay, some of them may be green. Some of them will be green like this. This is the mahogany seed. All right, when it dries up, and then they collect it, they make mahogany oil from the seed, not from the tree. It's made from the tree. From the seed. So in my country, we call it tamanu oil. So when you see it at the markets, local stores, and it says tamanu oil, buy it. It's really good for your skin. Cuts, bites, mosquito bites. Any bites you don't want mom and dad to see, put it on there. Okay, the leaves is actually medicinal. Okay, if you just grab the leaf and you crush it inside your hand, you will feel it starts to get sticky. That is the zap, bleeding. Okay, we crush it inside fresh water, and then, like the little baby we have on board, we give them a bath. Okay, after 10 to 15 minutes. This will help their body stay nice and cool from heat rash. So medicinal as well. So any questions about our mahogany tree? So in 2021 I met a beautiful, maybe some of you have heard about bone fishing here in the Cook Islands. So it's a sport where we catch and release. So Aussies, raise your hands up so I can see you. Okay, in Australia you have that show with iFish. Okay, Paul Worsley being the host, and I believe he owns the show as well. So he brought a show to Aitutaki to catch the infamous bonefish, and he went out with these guys here. So Andrew Eddinghouse, E.T. Yeah. Okay, they went out with these guys right here. Casey Stoner, the Suzuki motocrosser, I believe he's retired right now. They get Matt Watson in New Zealand. They come to Aitutaki to catch this fish. So bonefish is actually the strongest fighting fish on a fly rod. All right, stronger than salmon, trout, and obviously they found out that Aitutaki actually holds the biggest bonefish in the world. That's been recorded. Never know, there might be some out there, like in Marquesas, or Marquesas, some people know it as. They have it around there. But after a big cyclone that hit us in 2010, that's when everything was diverted here to Aitutaki. So when you see those panga boats, that's what they're trying to do, right? You have your guide telling you where it cuts. Any questions about that? All right. So she owns a brand in New Zealand that is called Earth's Kitchen. The very first brand that I know to come up with a BioGrow sunscreen. When I say BioGrow, okay, everything inside is all natural. Has no oxybenzone, has no titanium dioxide. What it has inside, it has tamanu, and you guys kawakawa leaf in New Zealand is inside there as well. Certified and rated at SPF 50, coral friendly. So this is one of the most beautiful things about COVID. We didn't operate for almost 2 years. That allowed some time for our marine life to recover. So this part over here, when we come to our second island, this is the part where I like to do a lot of talks about our environment. All right, guys, to showcase to you guys that we do care about the environment. It's not just about making money, but having tourism is good and bad. It has to be sustainable. All right, education is a big part. A good example, where they acted the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio in Thailand. 10 years ago, they actually closed that place for 50 years. Why? Because tourism destroyed it. But just this year, a couple of months ago, they reopened it because it recovered itself a lot quicker than they anticipated. So this is why I do this part right here, to share with you guys we do care about the environment. It's not just about making money itself, but also giving back, and education is a big part. So if you don't know what causes a coral to die, okay, sunscreen. You have to look what's the active ingredient. Titanium dioxide, oxybenzone. You have it inside your sunscreen, do not wear it inside the water. Use the one that is provided on our boat. If you have a reef safe sunscreen, thank you for caring. Okay, people stepping on the corals also hurts and kills the coral as well. All right, crowns of thorns. That's what's killing the Great Barrier Reef today. And last but not least, global warming. These are the 4 factors that I know that causes a coral to die. All right, guys. So come on, then tramping inside there because it's the mating season. All right, guys. So piraki, we call it in our language. Rarotonga, they will say kakaya. Just remember that there's different dialects between the islands. Rarotonga, they will say meitaki maata. Here in Aitutaki, we say meitaki atupaka, which means thank you very much. All right.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Sounds like I'm swearing, eh?
So what are they called again?
Piraki, white tern. All right,
Can you
that's
spell the second word?
it's not T-U-R-D. It's T-E-R-N. White tern. Similar to the Arctic tern itself. So the main birds that we have on our island, to give you a fair idea, we have the white tern, the gannets, the noddies, the herons, grey and whites, okay, the red-footed brown boobies. Okay, we have that. It's actually sitting up on the trees further down this way. Okay, the frigate bird with the white chest. The minor bird was actually introduced from Australia. But I found out originally it's from India. But why did we introduce the minor bird? Because we used to export a lot of our fruits, our root crops to New Zealand, that we had some fruit flies. And the minor birds love these fruit flies. That's why we introduced it. Today, they're the pest. All right, and then the most rare, the red-tailed tropic bird, we have that, tabake. But the most rarest, beautiful bird that only belongs to us is not them. That's KFC. My friends, the most rarest bird that belongs to us is called a blue lorikeet, also known as the blue nun. Aitutaki is the only one in the Cook Island that has that bird itself. Blue nun or blue lorikeet. All right, guys, those are the beautiful birds that we have. Rob, you ready? Don't look at me, I'm too fat to climb. We're not going to do that today. If you want to see coconut tree climbing, go to Rarotonga on Captain Tama, Hoka Lagoon Cruise. These guys do an amazing job climbing those trees. It was very windy last week in Rarotonga. That's why they're short-staffed this week. My friend's going to kill me, eh? Hey, what I will share with you guys is what I will teach you is what they don't teach you in Rarotonga. Kaylin mentioned about standing underneath a coconut tree and never park your car underneath a coconut tree. There's 3 stages that I want to share with you guys. The stages that I'm going to share is something we call in our language new. Okay, pronounced like N-E-W, but spelled N-I-U, new, which is the green ones or the young ones. Someone of you will know. Okay, the second stage will be the akari. Okay, this is when it becomes ripe. Okay, doesn't matter if the color is green, doesn't matter if the color is orange. Okay, when it's ripe, all the coconuts will turn brown. Something we call in our language akari. And then the last stage will be the uto, when it's sprouting to become another tree, like these ones down here. All right, those are the 3 stages that I will share with you guys. But have a seat right here, mate. Yeah. Yeah, let me look for something new over here. All right, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'll try and do it in slow motion. Okay, our drums are made from mahogany, but our drumsticks is made from this wood right here. Something we call in our language toa. In English, ironwood. Maybe some of you have heard about ironwood. Okay, the sticks they use to beat the drum, it's made from this. The oldest church in the Cook Island stands in town in Aitutaki, on our island. Okay, the poster is holding their roof. It's all ironwood from 1826, right up to today, almost 200 years old. So sharpen both ends. Rough end goes into the ground, 2 feet on the side of the stick, buddy. Okay. And you've done this before, eh? Okay, if you're right-hander, this is how you stand. You stand this way. Okay? Bend your knees, keep your balance. Left-hander, stand this way. Okay, why? Because you need your strong arm to push directly towards the stick. Okay, your sharp stick has to go around this area here. A pito. Okay, ridges going down this way. Bottom in. So what we're gonna do, bend your knees and then kill the coconut. Wow. You know, if you don't kill it, it will jump up, run away. Right hand, push directly towards sharp stick. Okay, bring your left on top. What are you doing with your left? You're basically wrapping the husk around that sharp stick, and then you push directly to the sharp stick. So the first husk to take off, sometimes is always the hardest. So how about a big round of applause for me? Directly towards our sharp stick. Very easy, right? It's technique. So this is how I husk a coconut. Okay, my friends, this is our traditional sports. Okay, in Scotland you have them throwing the rocks. Okay, here, Pacific Islanders, Polynesians, coconut tree climbing, coconut husking is very competitive. Record for the men husking coconuts here in the islands, believe it or not, is actually 3 seconds. Their record today still stands. A record for the ladies who are husking coconuts here in the islands, believe it or not, it's actually 2. Yeah, 2 days. That's why here in the islands, us men, we do the cooking. Especially when it comes to doing our umu, our underground oven, because it's hard work. The ladies will help us prep the food. We do the firewood, the rocks, digging up the hole, and then we have our first coconut. How about a big round of applause, Rob? Rob, tying our canoes together, our tools. Okay, our houses were all lashed together. All right, my friends, this is where we get those fibers from here. In Samoa, Hawaii, this is actually the cheesecloth. What they do, they will grate the coconut. Okay, put the flesh inside there, roll it up, squeeze. 100% pure coconut cream itself. Cleaning our pots and our plates is what we use. To start a fire on a wet, cold, rainy day, make sure it's nice and dry. It will burn very easily. So good flammable material right here for a fire starter. Okay, if you are someone who loves gardening, okay, this is actually a beautiful container for you. Take one out, close it up. Chicken mesh to hold it intact. Why chicken mesh? Because when you bend, it stays, and it's got holes inside. Soil inside here, plant your favorite flower. Normally what they grow inside here will be an orchid. Orchid grows really well in these right here. Have it at the veranda, flowers coming out on the side. Eh? All our kings and our queens on our island, Aitutaki, the crown is made from that. And then on a coconut, job well done, Rob. Okay, on a coconut, ladies and gentlemen, you have a nice smiley face, like so. So please smile back. 2 eyes, bridge of the nose and the mouth. The mouth, that's where the straw always goes through on the young coconut. All right, that's our first coconut. So now we're gonna open them. Okay, we need 2 pieces. So how do you achieve that? Ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do, look for the 2 eyes. There is a straight line that runs all the way to the back. Head across, you will end up with 2 pieces. Okay, use a stick, use a rock, machete, cleaver, be careful. Because I've seen somebody do this, went straight with your face. Or you can even use your forehead. Raise your hands up if you want to see this. Raise it up. Come on, up. So we have the face. Here we have the 2 eyes there, all the way to the back. On a scale of 10, 7. So we want to try hold some water. Nice little tap. You should be able to fracture coconut like so. Fingers down the bottom. Keep your thumb up the top. Make 2 ends meet. All right. Rob, can you pick that up? See, if I didn't put my thumb up, when I tapped, it would have flown and hit Rob in the face. That's what you do. How about a big round of applause, eh? It's not big muscle, it's technique. You hit the crown, will split right around. That was coconut juice, that juice, we never drank it. 2 hours, you'll find out why. So guys, butter knife. Watch and learn. You guys have been using this tool so wrong. Turn it upside down. Okay, this is what you do. from the side, slide it to the middle, like so. Stop. Bring back up. In, like that. See? Us brown people made use of it, eh? So this is how we get those nicely sliced coconuts out there. So what Michelle is gonna do is she's gonna take our coconut down to the beach, and again she's gonna dip it inside some salt water. For your information, freshly squeezed coconut is too sweet. That the only seasoning you need, ladies and gentlemen, is actually salt. And that's what we're gonna do right here. All right, Michelle? Change the foot, dip it inside salt water, shake the tip out twice.